Joey Aguilar will be the starting quarterback for your Tennessee Volunteers. It was always a matter of when this would be announced and not if.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome into it. A little bonus content here late on a Sunday evening. I am your host, Eric Cain, here on a Locked On Vols, again, bonus content show, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every single day. Still regular scheduled program coming up Monday morning. I've already recorded my podcast, scheduled tweets and everything for Monday's show. But when you have breaking news like this for obviously who's going to be the starting quarterback for Tennessee, you got to do a bonus show. So that's what we're doing here. If you listen to tomorrow's show and even Tuesday's crossover show with Corey Burton of Locked On Vandy, I've already recorded that as well. Won't be any mention of officially Joey Aguilar being named the starting quarterback. So wanted to get something out here right now. And again, Brent Hubbs, Volquest.com reported Sunday evening that Joey Aguilar was named the starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee. And again, it was never a matter of when or a matter of if this announcement would be made. It was just a matter of when. And that's no disrespect to Jake Merklinger. That's no disrespect to George McIntyre. I mean, this was a quarterback competition. And I'm not trying to come in here and say that he absolutely dominated the showing from day one of fall camp and all that, because I don't think that's true. But when you look at a accumulation of practice reps, accumulation of practice stats, accumulation of understanding what Tennessee's trying to do, and I'm going to use the phrase here, you stack days on days. It was apparent here towards the end of fall camp as the Volunteers move into mock game week that Joey Aguilar was going to be the guy. So you're moving into mock game week. Go ahead and have that public. Go ahead and have that. The team already know. From the head coach who the starting quarterback is going to be, so that you can go about your business. So you don't have to be sharing reps, splitting the reps with the first team with two different guys. Less than 2 weeks out from the Syracuse game that's set to kick off the season. So Joey Aguilar is going to be named the starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee. Of course, I assume that Josh Heupel is going to confirm that when he meets with the media on Tuesday. And this is another thing why I thought news was going to break at some point this weekend, or Josh Heupel was going to announce a starter on Tuesday when he met with the media, because if he didn't do it on Tuesday, the next time he meets with the media is going to be on Monday. And you don't want to distract anything from game week in Syracuse, in my opinion, by naming a starting quarterback on that Monday. So I thought it was going to be sometime this weekend, maybe Tuesday at the latest, that Josh Heupel made it official. But again, Brent Hubbs reporting on Sunday night that Joey Aguilar is going to be the starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee. And again, it just makes sense, right? Joey Aguilar, and I'm going to do this a little 2-segment, little bonus content show here, and we'll kind of go through the journey of Joey Aguilar from where he came from to being the starting quarterback at Tennessee, and kind of where he's been and what he's done throughout his career. But the guy's played a ton of football. Not in the Southeastern Conference, not in the Power 4 landscape, but he has played in FBS, played 2 really good seasons at Appalachian State in the Sun Belt, played 2 seasons at junior college, and is from California, where he was a standout in his junior and senior season in high school, and it provided him the opportunity to go on and play quarterback in the next level. So again, it's more experience than that of Jake Merklinger, who appeared in 2 or 3 games as a redshirt or as a true freshman last year. Didn't play past 4 games, so got that redshirt tag, and his experience was limited to just mop-up duty. George McIntyre, who had a really good camp. I mean, George McIntyre showed out in all the scrimmages. George McIntyre simply wouldn't go away. He was never dismissed as this until really, I guess, after the scrimmage on Saturday when Josh Heupel was asked about the quarterbacks. He said, yeah, both those guys, George too, was doing this, yada, yada. So he might have tipped his hand a little bit, but to George's credit, man, a true freshman from Brentwood Academy that had 4 different offenses in high school, a bunch of different play callers. He gave it a real shot, man, and I think the future is bright for George McIntyre. In fact, I think George McIntyre, if he continues at the progression that he is now, I think he can be potentially the best of the 3. But for right now, who gives Tennessee the best chance to win right now? And it's the guy that has a ton of playing experience. A guy that broke, and we'll get to this here more in segment number 2, a guy that broke so many single-season passing records at Appalachian State. A guy that was a newcomer conference player of the year. A guy that was second-team all-conference honorable mention, stuff like that. A guy that has been there and done that. He's faced live bullets. He's been on the road playing top 25 teams. in his career. And again, it was whoever gives Tennessee the best opportunity to win is going to get the job. If that was Jake Merklinger in fall camp, if that was George McIntyre in fall camp, then it was going to be either Jake Merklinger or George McIntyre, but it wasn't. End of the day, it's Joey Aguilar. That's who the coaching staff feels the most comfortable with. We don't see much at practice, okay, but you go out there and you see the routes on there and you see some of the individual drills, and you can clearly see Joey Aguilar has the quickest release. You can clearly see Joey Aguilar has the best footwork. You can see that when they do bootleg drills and throwing on the run, Joey Aguilar is very comfortable throwing on the run, moving outside the pocket. Now, there is 90% of practice that we don't see, so I'm not trying to act like he completed every pass, because he didn't. I'm not trying to act like that he graded out a check on every single play or every single read, because I'm sure he didn't. But he was a guy that performed really, really well in fall camp and is earned the opportunity to start for the University of Tennessee this season. What's it going to look like? Will Tennessee excel in the passing game? Will Tennessee's offense find those explosives that hasn't been there since the 2021-2022 season? I don't know. There's still tons of questions, specifically at wide receiver. Braylon Staley's missed a lot of practice here lately. Chris Brazzell's missed a lot of practice here lately. Mike Matthews has been limited all fall camp. What's Tennessee going to get in true freshmen? Travis Smith, Bradarius Jackson. Can Amari Jefferson add anything? What about Joakim Dotson? Any walk-ons going to get in there? I mean, again, only 7 scholarship wide receivers, so there's plenty of questions offensively. New look offensive line, replacing 4 of the 5 starters up front. I still think this offensive line is going to be pretty daggone good if they play healthy and as it continues to evolve from week 1 all the way through the end of the season, with David Sanders, a healthy Lance Hurd, and all that and more. I'm excited to see what this offense is. Tons of unknowns, tons of uncertainties. But if Tennessee runs the football effectively, Tennessee protects the quarterback, see what Joey Aguilar can do, man. Let him cook. We know he's a gunslinger. We know he's got a bit of a turnover issue. Let's see if that is limited here in the Josh Heupel offense. I'm intrigued to see how they call the offense with Joey Aguilar under center. But that's what we're going to see. Week 1, Syracuse. Tennessee is going to start Joey Aguilar. Brent Hubbs, Volquest.com, reports on a Sunday night. Again, nothing out of left field, nothing unexpected. We all believed this was going to happen. It was just a matter of when and not if, and the when was on a Sunday night, and we'll see what Joey Aguilar can do for the University of Tennessee. When we come back, let's take a look at what Joey Aguilar has done to this point, his journey from junior college all the way to the Southeastern Conference. That and so much more coming up next on this bonus content show of a Sunday night. This is Locked On Vols. If you're trying to stay on top of your routine, whether that's workouts, long days on campus, or staying focused through back-to-back classes, hydration is where it all starts. And that's where Drip Drop comes in. When I'm on top of my hydration, I notice everything works better. My energy, my mood, my focus, even my skin. But getting enough fluids every day isn't always easy. That's why I've been depending on Drip Drop. Drip Drop, doctor-developed, scientifically proven for fast hydration. It uses the perfect balance of sodium electrolytes, glucose, and helps your body absorb fluids quickly, delivering 3 times the electrolytes and half the sugar of a leading sports drink. Right now, Drip Drop is offering Locked On listeners 20% off your first order. Just head on over to DripDrop.com. Use that promo code LockedOnCollege. That's DripDrop.com, promo code LockedOnCollege for 20% off. Stock up now before that heat continues to hit hard here in the summer months with Drip Drop, DripDrop.com. And I also want to say about our friends over at Gametime. If you ever decided last minute that, hey, I want to head to the ball game with some friends and family, maybe it's game day, maybe you're suddenly realizing you want to be in the stands to see all the action, that's exactly where Gametime comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or maybe even invite a bigger group, a bigger party. Gametime makes buying those tickets fast and simple. Prices actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got an incredible last-minute deals, clear seat view so you know exactly what you're paying for before you actually purchase what you're paying for, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for an exciting upcoming MLB game like the Atlanta Braves, who are on a heater, by the way, here towards the end of the season. If you're tired of endlessly scrolling, trying to find the best seats, Gametime Zone Deals pick the best seats in your section for you. So, take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, put in that promo code LockedOnCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LockedOnCollege for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Breaking news is really, really fun. Again, I'm rushing to record this, kind of pre-record this. Like I knew the breaking news was coming up, kind of looking behind the curtain a little bit, just kind of waiting for that time to go. And so I got everything ready. Twitter, story I've been working on the last couple of days, kind of just like, all right, whenever Joey is going to be officially named the starter, here's a little background info on Joey Aguilar. This is what he did in high school. This is what he did in JUCO. This is what he did at UCLA, or excuse me, at Appalachian State. So I was getting all that stuff ready. And then I'm just sitting here waiting. I'm like, well, Monday's show's already recorded. And I said in there 4 or 5 different times, it's not a matter of when, it's if Joey Aguilar is named the starting quarterback. I better get something up there so that people can, obviously, listen and kind of be up to date. So again, if you're listening to Monday's show, which will come out 6:30 Monday morning, and Tuesday's crossover show with Locked On Vandy, already recorded, but I wanted to get something out here fresh, obviously. But I'm sitting up here, and I get through segment number 1, and then I'm doing my live reads, and I'm halfway through that second live read, and bam, we're going. And I think I used a phrase in that first segment saying something like, I would assume Josh Heupel will confirm that news, when he meets with the media on Tuesday. Well, Tennessee, about 15 minutes after, again, Brent Hubbs reported the news on Sunday nights, Tennessee actually went over here and went ahead and put it out there at the helm at Joey16_GBO, and it's a picture of him looking at the Vols letters in Neyland Stadium. So it is officially official. Obviously, Volquest reported it, and then Tennessee's social media accounts also went out there on Sunday evening. So it's officially out there, and we can kind of move on here. Again, less than 2 weeks away from fall camp, knowing without a shadow of the doubt that Joey Aguilar is the starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee. So now those reps don't have to be split. Tennessee can go on, and it's Joey at 1. I would assume Jake Merklinger's 2, George McIntyre's 3. Again, I stand by if Joey Aguilar were to get hurt, I think both Merklinger and George McIntyre would play if it's for an extended period of time. Just like I think last year if Nico would have gotten hurt and missed an extended period of time, I do think Gaston Moore and Jake Merklinger would have played for Tennessee. So here's a little bit of background as we kind of continue on, just covering this story of Joey Aguilar, the breaking news on a Sunday night. A little bit of background info. Again, we did this whenever Tennessee signed Joey Aguilar, but let's do it again. Let's remind everybody what Tennessee's QB1 is all about. Let's start back in high school. Freedom High School out there near San Francisco, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the West Coast. And he took off as a junior and senior, combined to throw for 5,575 yards, 59 touchdowns, 14 picks. As a senior alone, 32 touchdown passes, 3,074 yards. Still no big-time offers, so went to junior college, Diablo Valley Junior College. He spent 2 years there from 2021 to 2022. And again, because he spent time in junior college, Diego Pavia ruling, he gets another year of eligibility. That's same with Miles Kitzelman, Tennessee's tight end, and Star Thomas, who comes by way of Duke from New Mexico State from junior college to begin his career as well. But it was a pretty good start for Joey Aguilar, his first year at Diablo Valley Junior College in 2021, responsible for 15 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He played in 10 games, threw for 1,546 yards, completing 56% of his passes, also added an additional 261 yards on the ground. His second year in JUCO, 2022, played in just 6 games, but he did up that completion percentage to 64%, 1,446 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He rushed for 358 yards on the ground on 65 carries. So that second year in JUCO, he was averaging nearly 60 rushing yards a game. Whew, that would be a nice little element here if he could add that to Tennessee's offense. He took off when he finally went up to FBS and played in the Sun Belt for Appalachian State. Again, this might be old news for you, but I just want to rehash what Tennessee's getting in QB1 now, right? He was the Sun Belt Newcomer of the Year in 2023, second team All-Conference in 2023, playing in 14 games, starting 13. He took over the QB1 job essentially when the starter got hurt in the first half of the season opener. Joey Aguilar came in, never gave it up. That year in 2023, he broke single-season touchdown records with 33 passing touchdowns, single-season passing records with 3,757 yards. He also set a program record, a single-season program record, with 4,002 yards of total offense in 2023. In 12 regular season games, he trailed, get this, in 12 regular season games in 2023, Aguilar trailed only Heisman Trophy winner Jaden Daniels, played for LSU, and Bo Nix, Oregon, for most touchdown passes by an FBS quarterback. He led the country with 15 touchdown passes to either tie or give his team the lead. The 33 touchdown strikes, also third most in conference single-season history for the Sun Belt. Shout out his bio at Tennessee at UTathletics.com for giving me a lot of this background info. He finished that season with 36 total touchdowns, 3 on the ground. He was named MVP of the Cure Bowl in a win over Miami of Ohio. I like this stat. His first pass with Appalachian State, again, taking over for the starter in the first half of the season opener. His first pass, I believe it was his first play in the ball game. He threw a 32-yard touchdown pass. He made his first start the next week at number 17, North Carolina, throwing for 275 yards and 2 touchdowns. Aguilar ended the 2023 campaign with multiple touchdown passes in all but 2 games. Again, 23 was his breakout season. 23 was his best season overall. He had a very, very good year. Last year, he wasn't bad, but injured a little bit, was the offensive line in front of him. He took a step back stat-wise. I think offensively they took a step back in a big way because they were dealing with new offense, injuries, and all that and more. He was named honorable mention All Sun Belt. He threw for 3,003 yards still, which is a solid number. 23 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He had a 207 rushing yards on the ground with 2 more scores. Through his Appalachian State career, Aguilar broke 6 different single-season records, registered 7,212 yards of total offense across 25 games. He ended his 2-year stint with the Mountaineers ranking 5th in both program touchdown passes with 56 and program passing yards with 6,760. In 2 years, ranked in the top 5 in career totals for TD passes and passing yards. Not bad. Owns 6 single-season Appalachian State records, 3rd most total offensive yards in conference history. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And this is my favorite stat of all, and this is how we're going to end the show here. Aguilar enters the again, shout out to his bio at utsports.com. Aguilar enters the 2025 campaign as the FBS active leader in total offense per game with 288.5 yards and is second in career passing yards per game, 270.4 yards. Let me read that one more time. Aguilar enters the 2025 campaign as the FBS active career leader in total offense per game and total career passing yards per game. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. We know he's got to cut down on the turnovers. We know it's not going to be perfect and all that. We know it's going to be a work in progress. But for him to come in, get here mid-May, had to go out and earn it, win the starting quarterback job, well done to him. Well done for him. And now we can officially know exactly what's going to be in store for Tennessee when it plays Syracuse August the 30th. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. So, breaking news here on a Sunday night. Brent Hubbs of Volquest.com reports Joey Aguilar will be Tennessee's QB1. Again, we all knew it was going to happen. It's official now. We'll continue to break this down all week long right here on Locked On Vols. Monday's show's not going to mention this. Obviously, it's already recorded. It's going to come out at 6:30 in the morning. Got a crossover with Corey Burton of Locked On Vandy. That's on Tuesday. Josh Heupel will address the media on Tuesday, so we'll get comments from him, what he has to say about all this. But Joey Aguilar, Tennessee, QB1.